It is a great satisfaction to greet you and I hope you find yourself well. In today's video we will talk about the following. How to flirt with your ex and get closer to him or her. There are several ways to rebuild the attraction between you and your ex. Some ways are more subtle than others, but this does not mean that they are less effective. It's not always helpful to be very direct, or even like the first time, especially if you've been together for years. You can use a very specific but powerful technique, also known as flirting or flirting. I don't want you to become a seductive person. I want to give you the correct answer to the question you have been asking yourself: how to flirt to get closer to my ex. I want you to figure out how to flirt in a way that rebuilds affinity and encourages your ex to envision a bright future with you. By combining the right words and actions, you will be able to maximize your chances of success. 1. Techniques to know how to flirt and get closer to your ex. You should already know that there is no perfect date to flirt with your ex. You don't need to reserve a table in the most expensive restaurant to have a candlelight dinner. Even in the most banal or simple settings, you can find ways to put your attractiveness on the line. However, you have to think it through because often people find themselves in a corner, without having prepared anything beforehand. Therefore, you will need skills and techniques that correspond to specific moments that you encounter every time you see the person you would like to get back with. To be more concrete, I will take a specific example. For example, if your ex is a rock fan and you book 2 tickets to the opera, then you will think, he still doesn't get me. What am I doing here? I'm sure you understand my point. Every relationship is different and everyone is unique, so not all exes will have the same reactions. There are skills that are useful in the vast majority of cases. You don't want to directly tell your ex that you want them back, you must subtly communicate the idea to him. If you have already reached this point, you have understood something very important and have taken a great leap forward. Beautiful ladies, if you are wondering, how can you get closer to your ex, you should know that you can be tactile, but be careful not to go too far. If you're joking together, you can place your hand on his or his shoulder for a moment. If you just got a new dress, send her a picture of you in it and ask her what she thinks. Show off in the photo. Gentlemen, when flirting with your ex, it's important that you don't think of yourself as a man who just wants sex, so it's best to avoid the subject altogether. In your case, avoid being tactful. Now, I don't mean that you should be constantly withdrawing. On the contrary, you must rebuild the affinity. This can be done with a simple wink, a clever little joke, or a little sense of humor. 2. Mistakes to avoid when flirting with your ex. One of the main problems faced by men and women who want to get closer to their ex is the friend zone. You're trying to flirt, but really, little by little, you're becoming his friend. You try so hard to make everything work out that you don't want to take any real initiative and you end up spending very little time together, talking all day over text. However, nothing happens, the situation stagnates and it is increasingly difficult to start up an efficient seduction plan again. Of course, your actions must be progressive and, accordingly, little by little. While you are in this stage, understand that over time, the emotions are not going to come back. This is why you absolutely must change your method if you want concrete changes to occur. The hardest thing to accept is not knowing when you are going to try to make a timely move. Even though you know it's not a good method, some people still wait forever to see if their ex will act first. You let your partner decide how things will progress between you, and now you are in a waiting period because you don't know what to do or how to act. But you also have to know when to take a little distance sometimes. Not only to avoid being a needy person and create a mediocre image of yourself in front of your ex, but mainly to allow your ex to miss you and show him that your presence is necessary. Sometimes by taking a step back you will catch your ex off guard and he will begin to sense your absence. That is why flirting is such a useful tool. It is a balance between distance and seduction. After not hearing from you for a few days, if you greet him with a sweet kiss on the cheek and some tact, your ex will no doubt feel some doubt. And just like that, you will have jumped forward. I'm glad to tell you that you don't have to wander in the dark, hoping to get lucky. Take advantage of our experience and recover the person you love. Click on the description of this video and now access the following personalized guide. Subscribe and comment. A pleasure and thank you.